What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and leave your thoughts in the comments below.
Today we're taking a deep dive into something that really caught my eye.
And it has to do with the 50th season of SNL.
Okay.
Um, and the topic is Bowen Yang's decision to portray JD Vance.
Interesting.
It's pretty fascinating because Yang actually initially resisted the role because he found Vance to be too one-dimensional.
Yeah, I can see that.
So what changed his mind? That is what we're going to deep dive into.
I'm intrigued. I mean, there was a lot of buzz about who would end up playing Vance. You know, a lot of people thought it would be like some big name celebrity cameo or something like that.
Right, right.
And then we got Yang, which was definitely a surprise for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and he totally committed too. Like the full costume, the beard.
Yeah.
I mean, he went all out.
You went all the way.
But get this. Even while dressed as Vance, Yang was trying to back out of the role. Like, he went to Lorne Michaels and was basically like, you can do a buyback if you want.
Oh, wow.
I mean, can you imagine showing up like all ready to go
Yeah.
and still be trying to escape?
That is really something. I mean, that says a lot about Yang's initial impression of Vance. He clearly wasn't seeing a lot of depth to work with, you know? Didn't see a strong personality there.
Yeah.
And it makes you think, right, how often do we kind of just form an opinion about someone you know, especially a public figure, when we only have a little bit of information? It's like we fill in the blanks ourselves.
All the time, right?
Yeah.
Especially like with political figures.
Yeah, for sure.
It's easy to fall into that trap. But then something really interesting happened. So Yang, he watched the Hillbilly Elegy film,
Okay.
and that kind of changed everything for him. There's a scene in the film where a young Vance is questioning his sexuality. He even like confides in his mama about it.
Uh-huh.
And she basically tells him to not be ridiculous.
Oh.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
That scene, though, is really important because it kind of like pulls back the curtain a little bit on Vance.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows us this vulnerability in him, you know, kind of like an internal conflict that he had when he was younger that you don't really see in his public persona.
Right.
And for Yang, that was like a light bulb moment, you know.
I see.
It made him think that maybe this lack of personality that he was seeing wasn't really a lack of personality, but it came from something much deeper, like maybe a struggle with self-acceptance or even the courage to just be himself.
Right, because those kinds of things can really impact the way someone presents themselves to the world.
Absolutely. And it adds a whole new layer to Vance. You know, like you might not agree with Vance's politics at all, and that's totally valid. But when you see this glimpse into his personal life and some of the struggles he's faced, it adds a new dimension. Makes you think.
It does, and I think it challenges us to kind of step back and remember that even the people who appear really simple on the surface, the people we're so quick to judge, can have hidden depths.
Right.
I mean, their personal experiences, the things we don't always see, the things that are going on behind the scenes, they shape who they are, the way they act. And it really makes you wonder, how often do we really understand what those things are, the forces that shape someone's worldview?
Yeah, it's like you said, we fill in those blanks ourselves a lot of times.
We do.
It's a really good point. It's a powerful reminder that there's always more to the story. You can't rely on those surface level impressions. It makes you wonder, how might understanding someone's background change how we see them, their actions and their beliefs? I think that's something worth thinking about.
I think so too. It's too easy to put people in boxes, to reduce them to like a caricature of themselves.
Totally.
But real life is complicated. This whole thing with Yang and Vance, it's a perfect example of that.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and let us know your thoughts in the comments.
We'll see you in the next one.